on Instagram. Hey, hi, Life Coach Annie. How's your Monday? Nessa Rose 323. How's it going there? Hi, Life Coach Annie. I don't know how I'm gonna eat this today. I'm eating leftover gourmet china. And it's like rice and a fork. So I'm like got all of these like devices I'm managing. So I'm gonna try to not make this awkward. Love hearing your wisdom. Same, Annie. How's it going on Instagram? We're just saying on TikTok that it's a pretty easy Monday here for me. Lately my Mondays have been easier. I think I designed them that way. Monkey Moment 24. I do not play guitar at all. No, I don't even know anything. My partner is a guitar player. He's artist, musician, very, very talented. So he can play those guitars. I am not musically. I played the saxophone for a few years in band, and that's about it. Do you play any instrument? Any musicians? Hey y'all. Hop them way. Okay, so this weekend we did a little like, I don't know, feng shui of the house and kind of like rearranged some things and made things just like work better. And that meant, so we kennel our dogs. They love it. It's like their beds, right? They seek them out. They love their beds, but we had them in kind of like not really the best places in our house. So their beds got moved in the process of all of this, and now they're so confused, bless their hearts. Like Fenway is my huge golden retriever. He'll fit himself like so small in this little corner that used to be where his bed was. And Odin, like, he was barking and we told him to go take a time out in his bed, and he was like, I don't know where to go, I don't know where that is. So poor dogs are confused. You've played clarinet from year 5 to year 11. Okay, cool. My sister played clarinet. So, you know, as a saxophone, she used the clarinet, and we would have little like band concerts for my parents all the time. And just those two instruments, right? Saxophone and clarinet didn't sound great, but you know how it is when you're trying to, you know, show off for your parents, right? Show them what you've been working on. Ooh, Annie, get back to the cello. You should do that. You should do it, Annie. Make time. Mm-hmm. It was, right? And so, like, I remember playing with my sister. I'm trying to chew and swallow and talk, and I can't. I remember trying to play with my sister, and in my head, I heard the band, and I heard the full thing, you know? So it was like, oh, this was so good. We sound amazing. You know, though. You know that it didn't really sound very good because you don't have the whole band, and the whole band is what makes the thing so good, I think, just to play your own little, like, like just one beat throughout is, anyway. Anybody have any more summer plans? I feel like it's getting late in the summer, especially here in my area of the world. Kids actually start going back to school, I think, in 2-3 weeks. It's crazy. Like Target and the shops have back to school supplies out, which I love back to school supply shopping. I went and saw my nieces yesterday, and they showed me all their school supplies. It was really fun. Hey, Erin, I'm so glad you're here. Hi. Sorry, I'm looking down at the phone with the Instagram comments, but anyway. Hi, Erin. What's the difference between clinical perfectionism and just standard perfect? Good question. And I have a lot of thoughts. It is early, Erin. So our summer's almost over here. So, no more vacations, all that stuff. So, oh, good, Annie, you have a trip coming up. The Twin Cities is so fun in the summertime. Have fun, Colleen. That's gonna be good. Okay, so clinical perfectionism and standard perfect. Here are my thoughts on that. When I said standard perfect, I thought, well, that doesn't exist because perfect doesn't exist, right? And so are there people who are maybe, like I think we've traditionally called them like type A, right? So I don't like to label people in that way, but I think there are people who are really goal oriented and want to be very like focused and productive and do things the best that they can and put everything into it. And I think those strengths sometimes become also, it can be used to hurt us, right? And it becomes a clinical problem when trying to be perfect or when not being perfect, you experience intense anxiety, intense shame, intense, like it affects how you feel, right? Like about yourself. It becomes this like shame, self-criticism spiral that you go into. Now, a lot of us do that. So that might even feel very normal or common for a lot of people. So what I think would make it, like, again, clinical and more going into like a mental health issue, right, is when it is affecting your mental health, when it is making you feel really anxious and depressed. It's affecting your relationships, it's affecting how you get up and go through the day, right? So whenever I hear people want to compare things like in the mental health world of like normal standard human behavior and like clinical mental health behavior, I want to say it doesn't really fucking matter, right? Like it just because it causes somebody, not just because, it can cause people intense harm and pain and physical, mental, emotional, financial health to have a mental health condition, right? But I always go, why does it have to be why do we have to wait until it gets a really big problem? You know what I mean? Like, so many people don't seek help until it feels like the crisis, until it feels like things are in that clinical place and that, oh my God, now like this is a crisis and we're not okay and this is a really big problem. There are things that we can do to help prevent things getting to that crisis and to that really big problem. So I want to try to also say, hey, if you're experiencing any level of like anxiety or stress and trying to be perfect, you're never going to be perfect, and you don't deserve to feel anxiety and stress and pain and depression. So like, you deserve to feel better about that if you want to. Just had lunch. Welcome. So glad some of you are here. That's because this is how you get help in the mental health care system. Yeah, I know. And that's, I guess that's why I'm here, and that's why I show up in this space, right? Because our healthcare system, y'all need to be eating more. I'm talking too much. Hold on. I have GRUB, so I have to eat while we talk. Welcome back. Hi. Welcome back. I went away for a while. Glad you're here. Okay. Yes, the mental health system and the healthcare system is flawed. Like, it's not easy to get help. That's a big problem. So that's why I'm here. That's why I show up, to try to give information where I can, give support where I can, teach what I can, because I do think that awareness is a big, huge piece of healing, and a big, huge piece of recovery, and a big, huge piece of like your healing, right? Just the more information you can learn. So follow people. Like, there are so many other professionals on TikTok and all these other social media platforms. Read their books, subscribe to the Recovery Academy, check out the courses on the Recovery Academy. Like, get information if you aren't able to easily access a therapist or a counselor or a life coach or, a doctor. Like, there are information can also be really helpful. And then support. What does that look like? What are people that get it and understand it and can, help you feel not alone? Find those people too. That's another thing that we did with the Recovery Academy is I teach you everything I know about eating disorders, but I also, provide some support. So if there are options like that, there's so many therapists and so many people doing great things. The fun room with the birdcage, this is the new office. So it's more... We just move things around to make it more functional. So the birdcage may make an appearance, but I don't know that it will be... I don't know that it'll make it sway back in here. I do love that birdcage. But I'll tell you what, I've been trying to sell it for years. As much as I love it, like, I also want to part with it. But for as much as I love it, I feel like nobody else loves it as much as I do. So, I don't know. That damn birdcage. Who else do I suggest on Instagram? Let's see. Jennifer Rollin, Dr. Colleen Reichman. These folks are also on TikTok and Facebook. Let's see. Hey Tiffany Rowe. She might just be Hey Tiffany. I think she's just Hey Tiffany. Colleen Warner is great. Who else do I love? Gosh, there's so many good ones. Some dietitians that I love. Claire Tuning. Also, I love I'ma Eat That. I don't know that I'ma Eat That's on TikTok though, but they're on Instagram. Dietitian Anna is amazing. Everybody should follow Dietitian Anna. And I've learned a lot about disability and through like her work too. It's really helped me with a lot of the clients. So I really appreciate dietitian Anna. Thank you for mentioning her. Calming Clouds, only off on Mondays, but I'm also off tomorrow. You're off tomorrow. That's awesome. How do you celebrate, or how do you spend your day, your time off? What do you do? How do you celebrate, or how do you spend your day, your time off? What do you do? Dr. Colleen Reichman is amazing. Her and Jennifer Rowland just made a book. Y'all should read it. Dr. Colleen Reichman is amazing. Her and Jennifer Rowland just made a book. Y'all should read it. You work at a restaurant. I waited tables like for so long when I was in college. You work at a restaurant. So I went to Baylor and I waited tables for so long at a place in Waco, obviously. While I was there, and then in graduate school, I was in Chicago. So if anybody's familiar with Chicago, I worked at Leona's. But which one did I work at? I worked at one that was far from where I lived, because I lived close to, like, I could have walked to the one at Sheffield, but I had to actually, like, commute to the one that I worked at. Anyway, I waited tables for a really long time, and it's... Oh, here's what I always tell people. I think it teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you how to work. It teaches you how to work hard, because it is the hardest job you will ever have, and you can make excellent money. It teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you how to work. It teaches you how to work hard, because it is the hardest job you will ever have, and you can make excellent money. Working around food makes it hard to eat sometimes. I think that is very true. I want to validate that. Working around food makes it hard to eat. Because when you work, you just get like so in the zone, right? I want to validate that. And the brain does really cool things with like compartmentalizing, and anyway, that makes sense to me. So if you're recovering from an eating disorder, you're going to have to put in some work and make a plan to make sure you eat when you're working. So if you're recovering from an eating disorder, glad you're here. Thank you. Sending you good vibes. Glad you're here. Thank you. Sending you good vibes. Pack a lunch. Eat when you take your break. Okay. That's a good plan. I like it. Good job. Pack a lunch. Eat when you take your break. So I can't handle adulting on Instagram is agreeing that working around food is really hard. And having to work in a daycare, that working around food is really hard. And it is when you're in recovery. And so I think that's where you want to get some support. Make sure you have a plan. You know, like... It's okay to set up like boundaries and support to make sure you're getting what you need, because you can work, like it's okay to work and eat and take care of yourself. Nutrigain bar. Because you can work, like, it's okay to work and eat and take care of yourself. Nutrigain bar. Coffee. I love coffee. Coffee. I love coffee. Okay, friends. I really have to eat my lunch. And I'm not doing a good job eating and talking today. So, I'm going to hop off so that I can finish my lunch. If anybody has any questions, check out recovery-academy.com. Visit that site for any recovery resources, any support. We have a group that starts in about 20 minutes if anybody's needing some support. So check that out, recovery-academy.com for any questions or to connect. But I will see y'all next week. Bye. Recovery-academy.com for any questions or to connect. But I will see y'all